What is pelvic organ prolapse? Other people say POP. My name is Julie Demers. I am a pelvic floor therapist, and today I want to show you all there is to know about pelvic organ prolapse. I want to show you why they happen, and make sure you stay till the end because I'll show you how to prevent it from getting worse or even prevent it from ever coming into your life. So maybe you got a diagnostic from your doctor, or you have searched on Google on some symptom that you have been experiencing and you found out about pelvic organ prolapse, and maybe you want to know what it is and why do you have it. So pelvic organ prolapse is a descent of an organ that is in your pelvis. So it could be your bladder, it could be your uterus, the intestines, or the rectum. So there are 4 types of prolapse. And why they happen is because, well, they don't happen in men because men don't have a vagina. And why it happens in women, it's because the vagina is a space. And inside that space, well, if the organs are not well supported or they are being pushed on from upwards, they will take the space that they find. So in this example, we have a space here, and if I put pressure on it, then my the little duck in here will come out from its shell. So this is what happens if you think about your bladder. If there is too much pressure and there's no support here, the bladder will descend and come out from the vagina. There are 4 stages. Before this scares you, there are 4 stages of prolapse. So the first stage is barely coming down. So you will see that it's not as there's something in the space, but you don't quite see it or feel it. So this would be a stage 1. A stage 2 comes down a little bit more. A stage 3 comes out a little bit, and a stage 4 will come out completely. So if you think about your bladder or your uterus, you would see something in this space, and usually women don't know really what is coming out. They really need somebody, their doctor or their therapist, to look and check really what is descending. But if you are seeing something in this space, there might be something coming down. So I would suggest to you that you go see your doctor. Why does this happen? Well, there's 2 main reasons. So one thing that prevents prolapse and that helps organ from coming out, that supports the organ, is the pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor is under our pelvis. That's why it's called the pelvic floor. And its role is to support the organs, close the vagina, close the urethra to prevent urine leaks. It also helps with posture, and it also helps with orgasm. So the pelvic floor being our support muscles, when there's a lot of pressure coming from upwards and our organs are coming down, the pelvic floor will support it from coming down even more. But the pelvic floor are really small muscles. So when there's a lot of pressure, well, our pelvic floor might not be able to hold everything, and there might be something coming out anyway. The reason for that is that there's too much pressure in the abdomen. So why is there too much pressure? Well, things that add pressure in our abdomen, a lot of women think it's their weight. While this is true, even somebody that is not overweight can have prolapse because of their posture. So some people will be slouched forward or will be having their shoulder back, but really laid back. So it adds pressure in the abdomen. There are many reasons why you might have added pressure. The way you breathe, stress changes also the way you breathe. The way you hold your head will change also where you put the pressure, or even your upper body strength. The upper body strength, if your upper body doesn't hold itself and just relies a little bit on your rib cage and on your abdomen, well, at the end of the line is your pelvic floor and your pelvic organs. So all of this can put a lot of pressure pressure on your pelvic floor, and your organs and that might create pelvic organ prolapse. Another thing that can happen every day for women is bearing down because of constipation, and when they do that, they push a lot on their organs, or even when women are in a hurry and go to the bathroom really quickly, don't take the time to sit down and go back up really quickly, they push on their pelvic floor and their organs, and that can create prolapse. So you really need to assess what you do every day to make sure that you help your organs stop pushing them downwards, because there's also gravity that will facilitate that. But if you are also pushing on your organs, that is really unhelpful. So we need to assess those little habits that we do every day. If you want to go even deeper, we can look at how you are moving, how you are standing up, how you are sitting down, how you create this movement to make sure that you are not bearing down on your organs. Other ways to prevent having a prolapse are pessaries. So there are different kind of pessaries that exist, different shapes, and their objective is to take the space in the vagina to prevent the organs from coming down. So this is kind of like a brace that prevents the organs from taking that space. A little bit like an ankle brace that we want to prevent our ankle to move in a direction. The pessaries do the same thing. They prevent the organs from taking the vagina space. So you understand that this is something that will help prevent things from getting worse, but they don't solve the problem of putting all the pressure from on top. So what we want to do is really stop putting pressure on our pelvic floor and our pelvic organs. So what the best tool that I found for myself that had prolapse is low pressure fitness. Low pressure fitness is a postural technique that really creates movement in your rib cage and in your upper body through postural position. And what you do is relieve the pressure from your pelvic floor, from your organs, and really connect to your core so your core can hold this position. So what we want is to stop bearing down on our pelvic floor and our organs to make sure that we create space so that they can really hold their position and don't take the vagina space. So this is something that I love to teach to my client. If you want to know more, there's a training about it that I will put the links below, which are the 4 steps to stop urine leaks and prolapse, which is quite simple when you know the steps. As I explained to you, prolapse happen for a reason. They often happen in women after they have a baby. But it can also happen to women who didn't give birth because of postural and habits. And once you know about what creates them, you can find the solution, the right solution for you. So I hope that you get the free training. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I always love to answer those questions. I answer all of them. So make sure to connect with me. Have a great day.